You know, instead of trying to convince government officials to come clean about what they know about extraterrestrials, maybe what we should be doing is trying to convince the extraterrestrial visitors to come clean about what the hell they're doing here. Wouldn't that be more? Maybe that will get us the information we need quicker. You know, maybe right now, in fact. So, are there any extraterrestrials out there that are paying attention to what we're talking about here? To the people that are interested in this subject and want to know more. How about paying somebody a visit? Pay me a visit. If there's any extraterrestrials out there, maybe like if what David Jacobs says, who wrote The Threat and other books about alien abduction, he claims that you guys are here, at least some of you are here, to take over the world, and that you're involved in some sort of an alien hybridization program. And that there are actually some hybrids that are among us. Basically, they look just like humans, but they have alien DNA inside them. They're not human. They're somewhat human, part human, but they're also part whatever you are. So if there's any of those guys running around out there, how about coming clean here? How about stepping forward and letting us know what you're up to? That'd be interesting. I'd like to meet an alien. Now, I don't want to meet it in the usual way that you do. Like, I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and see something standing in the corner that scares the shit out of me, and next thing you know, I'm taking a heart attack. No. I don't want that to happen. Well, like try to contact me in some fashion in which that it's not going to scare the hell out of me. You know, I don't want to drop over out of fear, because I am afraid. I mean, anybody would be afraid. Any human being going to meet a being that's more advanced than human beings is going to be afraid. I mean, let's be realistic here. It ain't going to be some, it's not going to be easy to do. But if there was some way that you could contact me in a way that a human wouldn't, in some way that's some remarkable way that a human being wouldn't be able to contact me, and you do it. One of you guys, and then we can meet somewhere. I'll bring my cell phone along. I'll take video of the whole thing. And not only that, you could bring something along with you that I could bring back to other people to prove that what you're real, that some sort of an object, some kind of a thing, a device, whatever, something that would show the world that you're really there. There's a lot of disbelievers out there, but it's time that some of these people, it's time for all of these people to get on board with the reality here. I believe in it. So, I want the hybrids that are allegedly running around. If any of you hybrids happen to see this video or hear the podcast version, I want you to contact your superiors, tell them what's going on. So we'll set up a meeting. But again, I don't want this done by some nut showing up at my door, and playing a game here. I'm talking. It has to be done in a way that I know couldn't have. So that I know I'm not being tricked. I don't know. Maybe through some sort of mental telepathy where you can contact me directly to my brain from a distance. Now, don't scare the hell. Again, I don't want to get the hell scared out of me. Right, from a distance. Right, contact me somehow. But again, in a way that humans wouldn't. Let me know what I need to bring with me. Could I bring a video camera? Could I film this thing? And the other thing is, if you're going to talk to me in an interview, well, that's what I want to do. I want to have an interview with one or more of your type, of your kind. I'd like to have an interview. We could set the record straight. All right. I'll have an interview with you, and what do I need to bring? I mean, how do you want me to? Because I know you guys are good at telepathic communication. So how about instead of telepathic communication, maybe there's some kind of device you could use that will transform your thoughts into words that could be recorded with the kind of technology that we humans, we lowly humans are using right now. And again, not only do I want to record this interview visually and with audio, but also, again, you got to bring some sort of object with you, some sort of device, something I could bring back so I don't have, these debunkers telling me I'm a nut or a liar or a hoaxer. because we need to get to the bottom of this here. A lot of people, we're just all sick of this. A lot of people are just sick of. We're sick of relying on the government officials that are sitting on this information for 75 years in the United States. In the other countries too, I'm sure. We're tired of it. So the regular folks out there are saying, "Hey, it's time. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you." So any of you hybrids running around out there that might get a gander of this little video, this little podcast that I'm putting together right here, right now, contact your bosses. Tell them what's up. Tell them to contact me, right? You don't figure it out. I'm sure they got the technology to figure out where I am. Tell them to contact me. Tell them, ask them when they want me to meet them, right? We'll settle this whole thing in one sitting, one shot. Well, we'll show the world. I want to show the world, right, the reality that's behind what's going on. I want the world needs to understand the reality of this, that this is real, that there are extraterrestrials coming here. I know for a fact because I saw one of your craft. I don't know which one of you came in my bedroom when I was a kid. I know for a fact. Okay, I'm not stupid. There's a lot of people out there who aren't stupid. There are some people out there who are ignorant that don't know about this, right? And we need to get to them. I want to prove to them. This secret stuff that you've been doing, it's not right. There's some of us out there that aren't that stupid. Okay, so let's set up this meeting. Again, don't scare the hell out of me. I don't want to take a heart attack in the middle of the night, like wake up and have a gray standing over me or some kind of insect in the corner where I'm not used to that. Again, I'd rather meet somewhere else, not here. Let me know. But again, not through normal channels, not through human channels. Contact me through non-human channels, whatever that might be. Well, the reality of the situation is, what I just said, my request, it's not going to happen. I would most assuredly believe. I just can't see it happening. I think that the aliens themselves are actually, they try to be more secretive than the government many times, it seems. I mean, I don't think they want anything to do with us, but hey, it's worth the shot, isn't it? It's worth a shot. Why not? Why not? I mean, nobody else? I don't know. Does anybody else? I mean, I know Stephen Greer, and he has a group that go out and they sit somewhere, and he has them sign non-disclosure agreements, and lights show up sometimes. I mean, I don't know. Is that real or not? I don't know. But I think actually the way you would really prove something like this is actually sitting down with one of these beings, trying to have a conversation with it, having that one of these beings actually allow you to film the conversation, film the interview, like actually have an interview with one of these beings, request an interview with one of the beings themselves. Why not? It probably won't work. I mean, they'll probably never even hear this podcast or see the video of this. They'll probably never, because they're probably not interested in that. They probably look at us like a bunch of ants. They don't care what they probably don't even understand us. For the most part. Now again, if what Dr. Jacobs said, David Jacobs proposed in his books, that these things were creating hybrids and scattering them throughout the world. Okay, maybe there's some out there that are paying attention to this, and they know exactly what's going on. I don't know. But, I mean, the only way that would really, end this whole debate would be actually sitting down with an alien and having an interview with one of them somehow. I don't know how that would be. That would be what would happen? I mean, would the United States government try to step in, or other governments of the world step in? We can't let that get out. We can't let that get out. I mean, oh my God. I mean, who knows? I mean, they're probably not ready for this. That would ruin their slow disclosure program that's apparently going on here right now. But yeah, it would be interesting though, wouldn't it? I mean, you see these phony alien interviews online. Like I've been seeing a lot of them on YouTube, and they're phony. They're phony. But I mean, it would be interesting to have a real one, something that you wouldn't. It would be and have events surrounding it that would make it impossible to try to debunk. I mean, it would be real. I mean, to actually have one of these beings, or several of them somehow, show a demonstration. Give a demonstration of how their craft operates. Like, let someone fly around in one of these things with a camera, right? Film it from their vantage point, right? Inside the craft itself. Can you imagine? Imagine being inside one of these things, flying around with these beings. Like, sometimes reporters will ride with a cop, to go see how a police officer goes through a day, like what a day is like for a police officer. There's all kinds of, well, this would be something like that. Someone would be, spending a day with alien visitors. Imagine how amazing that would be, and you could, whoever is doing the interview, or whoever is lucky enough to do that interview, would be able to, maybe actually set things up where other media outlets are made aware of this, so they could film it from different parts. Say the interview begins somewhere on the East Coast of the United States, right, and a flying saucer lands in a specified location, and the person who's going to do the interview, meets with these beings, with maybe have a film crew, a couple of people with the cameras, and the person gets on the craft with the beings, and then it's filmed. The whole thing is documented, and they fly, within, I don't know how fast they fly, but within a few minutes they go from the East Coast to the West Coast, and they land somewhere else. And the same people you just saw get on the craft on the East Coast, all of a sudden, minutes later, they're all of a sudden on the West Coast somewhere. Thus removing all doubt, and plus the beings themselves. I mean, and not only that, but they provide some device that only could have been constructed from another planet, on another planet. Wouldn't that be amazing? I don't know how you go about arranging this situation, but maybe we should start talking about it. Let's start talking about it. Not just me, but a lot of people should start talking about it. Because again, if they're out there, if they are monitoring us and they are watching things and paying attention to our media, I mean, I'm sure they have some idea about us, right? Maybe they are. Maybe one of them out there, or some of them out there, are paying attention to things like this. Why not? It would be fascinating. It would be fantastic. It would end all of this, nonsense from the debunkers who have no idea what they're talking about, because obviously they never saw one of these things, and they're just it's basically like a grift on their behalf. Because if they would have had experiences like some people, like I have, they would know that this is real. But obviously they have no idea what they're talking about, because if they did, they wouldn't be saying the things they're saying. They don't know what they're talking about. They just sit back in their armchairs and make crap up, and that's it. People listen to them. But I know these things are real. I know that they're here. And it would be interesting, very interesting, if somehow an interview with, I don't know, again, we don't know how many different kinds are coming here. I mean, how many different alien species are represented on Earth right now? We don't know. I mean, I think it's probably, could be hundreds. I mean, who knows? It's just a guess. We do know that based on different reports, different experiences reported by different people, we do know that there seems to be several kinds of variety. Are they all working together, or are they all doing their own thing? We don't know. But if one of them were to step forward, or maybe a group of them from different planets were to step forward and say, okay, we'll grant you this interview that you're asking for, I'm sure that they, I guess their big concern would be security. I mean, we're a violent race. I mean, look at us. I mean, constantly, it's this constant violence, among humans. So that concern, I'm sure they would have security concerns, but then again, I'm sure they have methods to avoid any sort of violence against their being. I mean, when you're that advanced, I mean, I'm sure there's something they do or could do to prevent any sort of harm to themselves. So, and I would believe that they would, basically use those, whatever those technologies are for this interview, this proposed interview. But I think that's where maybe we should be trying that, because again, who's ever this faction within different world governments is just, dragging their feet on this. 75 years. They become, the United States government and other governments of the world have been interested in this subject for 75 years. Okay, since 1947. And they've been keeping things secret. Again, we're getting this slow disclosure. Why not let's get it all out there right now. Let's meet with these things. Have some civilians, some reporters, whoever, So if they're out there, if one of you beings are out there, if any of you beings are out there listening, these beings who are from that many of us believe are extraterrestrials, if you're out there and you happen to hear this, how about making some arrangements with somebody? Could be me, it could be anybody you want, right? Who somebody you believe, or a group of people you believe who would be good for something like this, who you believe would you want to have, you think are the right people to do this sort of an interview, just to give us some answers to prove to the world that that what people are seeing is real. I mean, we see your craft. A lot of us recognize that a lot of the video images we see over the years and film and photograph, all different photographs and video and different film. A lot of us recognize that something's going on. Some of us don't. We want to get beyond the some of us don't part. So how about setting something up?